Peace, everyone. Baba Kilindi here. Um, Talking about our mushroom entheogenic heritage, dealing with hallucinogenic mushrooms. I've been for years here trying to explain, build the learning curve of mushrooms with uh, mushrooms being the oldest entheogen, the one that started it all, the areas of information that it brought, built our world. So just wanted to talk about the psilocybin mushroom a little bit. I've been uh, dealing with AI and supercomputers and the future 5G network and things like that. And it's all still related to the humble mushroom that people will not understand. Can't get my my friends, those close family to think about these things. A lot of them think I'm out of whack, out of pocket, as far as trying to promote mushrooms. They promote mushrooms. He's trying to get folks to take mushrooms. They don't understand, and the reasons why they don't understand is because they think of mushrooms as something that is, lowly, something you eat. You may put a portobello on a sandwich or have them in your salad and things like that. But it's so much more. The religious sensibilities that were developed over eons come from the mushrooms. Yes, if you read about early Christianity, Jesus was a mushroom. All of the other religions came out of entheogenic use. The Vedic literature, the Shinto, Buddhist, you name it, all has a entheogenic past, and most times and most likely mushrooms. So the psilocybin mushroom that I talk about, the blue mushroom, your red pill and your blue pill, but actually you have several different colored mushrooms that are significant inside of this whole information plane, of which I talk about quite a bit. The utilization of mushrooms and how do you use the mushrooms? Well, you eat the mushrooms, you ingest the mushrooms. They're hallucinogenic or psychedelic, or the newest word, even though it's quite a few years old, entheogenic. The mushroom that I particularly deal with is the psilocybin cubensis mushroom. Cubensis because when they, wanted to identify the particular species of mushrooms, when they sent it to Albert Hoffman to, categorize, they got the samples from Cuba, so they call them psilocybin and cubensis after finding it in Cuba. So it's nothing special. You have psilocybin Cambodia, psilocybin Thai, psilocybin Australia, psilocybin Hawaiian, all the different areas where they find the mushroom, they name it after. People think that, one is different from the other, when in reality, all of the crops of mushrooms are different because you're dealing with the genetics of blending genetics. It takes two to make what they call dikaryotic mycelium. You have two monokaryotic myceliums, and they cross and exchange information as far as DNA is concerned, and that's where the little mushroom mycelium baby comes from. So each one is different, unless you're into cloning and things like that, because we do have grow programs, and there are grow videos and things like that on YouTube and other places that teach you how to grow. That with a little diligence, time, a little money, you can learn to grow your own, which is the most important thing, because to be an explorer, and I mean explorer, like James Tiberius Kirk or Magellan or any other explorer that you would think of. To be an explorer, you have to have enough, and you have to have it readily available. So what you do is, to have it readily available, is grow your own and have your stash to where when you're ready to take an excursion, you can, just go to your freezer, grab some, and ships ahoy. So what does this mushroom do? It delivers a digestible form of DMT, dimethyltryptamine. Dimethyltryptamine is the most powerful hallucinogen that we have. It's neurochemistry. It's endogenous and exogenous. Endogenous means it's made inside of the body, and exogenous means that there are sources outside of the body in an exo sources. The DMT could be in trees, it could be in grass, it could be in animals, reptiles, human beings, all those different things. So the difficulty is that when it's in an exogenous source, if it's not some particular grasses, or if it's not in the source of the psilocybin mushroom, you need to cut off your body's protective areas in your stomach to be able to utilize this DMT and it to pass into your bloodstream so that you could utilize it as a hallucinogenic experience. So my whole thrust as far as this whole thing talking about mushrooms is to get people in and give them access. The mushroom gives you more than regular everyday knowledge of what we have in the three-dimensional world, in the five-sense world. People like to deal with what is real and what is not real. Once you've experienced mushrooms at a sufficient dose, you understand that everything is real if you're experiencing it, because that's the deciding factor. It doesn't mean for anybody else to be able to hold on to it or look at it or feel it or taste it or touch it. But you have the way to verify what's going on. And that's the big problem. We have people who are readers and researchers and all of these different type of things, but they don't have any firsthand knowledge about anything. They have book knowledge about it. They have story knowledge about it, but they don't have firsthand, face-to-face, mouth-to-ear knowledge about it. And that's the sad state of affairs as far as our knowledge is concerned. Knowledge comes from direct experience, from being able to wrestle with the mystery, being able to observe the mystery, being able to hold the mystery. And although you may not be able to decipher the mystery, you know that there is a mystery. Most people think that we, scientists and religious leaders and all those folks pretty much have it figured out, but they don't know what they're doing, But we need these type of people to get self-verification of certain things. We have physicists and higher mathematicians and all of these type of people that would benefit greatly from taking psychedelics. Neil Tyson, Michio Kaku, people like this who could go into novel states of consciousness and verify some of the things that they're talking about, get some string theorists in here and some people like that. But you can't get these folks to do it because they're afraid of ridicule. They're afraid of you losing their credibility with their peers. And so you have people who could benefit greatly in the real short term. They could benefit in one weekend from this knowledge and information, but people are not, they're afraid. They're afraid of themselves first and foremost, and they're afraid of the people around them secondly. So the magic mushroom has been used for millions of years. It is what has taken us this far and thus far. As I said, I talk about artificial intelligence, the Internet of Things, quantum computers, supercomputers, mind-machine interface, these type of things. But what is the deciding factor that will take us as the people to the next level of our existence? And that's through the tryptamine hallucinogens, the DMTs. It can show you the artificial technological entities that pervade our universe. They're all over the place. You know, people talking about where the aliens and stuff like that. They're showing themselves more and more, but they're everywhere. And the mushrooms can show you that. People say, well, you're delusional, you're taking drugs. That's just propaganda that's been going on for the last 50 years on trying to keep people away from something that will open their eyes and bring them to a new level of understanding and confidence in themselves. But you have to have courage, and the courage is not being put into a position where you think that other people are going to think you're crazy or that you're a drug addict or something like that. So do your research, do your, bioessay. And if you do your research, then you know and find out that mushrooms are the safest of the hallucinogens. Mushrooms are safer than your cup of coffee or your Reese's Pieces. Once you find that out, okay, I can't physically hurt myself. Now, what about my psychological health? Well, if you're psychologically healthy in the first place, you won't have any problem. In other words, if you ain't crazy, it's not going to make you crazy. So don't despair. Try it. Now, I've gotten to the point now where, like I said, and told people this is my last year, so that's why I've been going live and blog talking and doing things for folks, trying to get folks in to the, trying to get folks into the lifestyle. 2019, I'm gonna drop the mic. Somebody else gonna have to step up because I'm going to fortify. Because 2020, the 5G network goes online, the Internet of Things, in a more forceful way. I'm just tired of having to try to convince folks of things that are in their best interest, that they should be out sharing with other people and letting them know that this is the thing to do. But it's a difficult task. It's a hard nut to crack. So get on Google or get on Facebook on some of the mushroom groups. Don't just, banter back and forth about things that don't mean anything. Get on and start talking about the mushroom, ask questions. If you can't find a group, start one. but there's a lot of groups out, a lot of mushroom groups out here. So thanks for listening. We'll be coming on probably tomorrow, longer and with the week's informational structures of psilocybin, AI, quantum computers, ancient history, ancient technologies, multidimensionality, technical superiority of those who have taken the mushrooms to the next level. Because we do have our transdimensional crystals and the Yiming Zhu crystals. We have our coming ups, the Food of the Gods tour in Mexico, where we're going to smoke the toad and eat the food of the gods. Then we have the Detroit Psychedelic Conference, August 10th, 11th, and 12th in Detroit. Conference like no other. So come on out, still get the early bird special, and donate to the cause. You can donate on PayPal. That's kilindi@hotmail.com, KILINDI@hotmail.com, and we'll be looking out for you. Peace.